All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to COD Streams TV. We are done week 14, and once again this week we only did 13 keys, so it was kind of a quiet week, and I'm starting to wonder like why that is. I don't know about you guys, but lately I'm noticing like the more I play, the less I want to play. Like, I feel bored almost. I've noticed that like I'm kind of logging in and just staring at my character select screen and not really knowing what I want to do, and I don't understand why. Like, season 2 so far is probably the best season we've had since BFA or Dragonflight season 4 when things were fun. Like, I remember at the end of the BFA season when they had the Warrior Rage loop where you could just have infinite rage with anger management in the rage loop, and it was a lot of fun to do keys on the Warrior then. And then Dragonflight season 4 when they brought the dungeons back and they kind of lowered the difficulty, and it was just a lot of fun, you know. And then we went through that hard wall of season 1 in Dragonflight where it just was so difficult to get keys done, and you have that big jump from 11 to 12. It was that massive wall. When you passed that, you know, 12 to 13 wasn't bad, but it was hard to really push that season, right? And even that season drove me nuts because of the challenges that were introduced and how much harder it was than any other season before, in my opinion, in the history of World of Warcraft since Mythic Plus came out. That's how it felt like to me, and this season actually feels good. This is the first season in a while that by week 14 I've already played all of my tanks. 2 of them are at 3k, 2 more of them are at 2500 or higher, and 2 more of them are at 2k and going towards 2500. That's never happened this early in the season. You know, I usually don't play alts until near the end because it's just a pain in the ass to do anything. Like right now we can collect a ton of crests to quickly do our upgrades. We've got the discounts now. There's so much that we can do, and the season is really good, but I'm bored. I find myself not wanting to log in and play. Like, I'm doing keys out of necessity at this point just to have vaults and stuff, but I'm not having fun, which makes no sense because this is one of the best seasons, and I do have fun when I play. But I've noticed like when I pung, it's like you hit that wall because players that are in those keys just from pure time and gear, they have the time to bash their head against the walls long enough to time the 12, to time the 13 and get into that next key, and then it turns out they don't know how to use defensives, they never use their health pots, or they just don't have any, pending in all the bad, and then, you know, keys start to disband. And it's I mean, disbanding is a common theme, but I do really feel like when I'm pugging, it's more often than it feels just as bad as it has any other season. And crazy enough, when I play in a group of people, we don't really get keys that disband. The majority of the keys we do, even at 12 and higher, are successful. And so I'm really at that point right now where it's like, as much as I do love the season and I feel like this is the most enjoyable to play yet, I reached a point in week 14 for the first time since Legion where I'm just bored. And let's actually even talk about raid a little bit, right? Because we're now doing Galliwix prog, and I kind of hate it. I'm so tired of weak aura bosses, right? I'm kind of like hearing that they're getting rid of some of these weak aura and some of these changes, making the bosses start to feel a little different. I think like I am just this raid, more than any raid so far, has become the raid that is completely focused on weak auras. Every boss has different weak auras, and it sucks. Sprocketmonger, all the different weak auras for where to go and who pops what, and the lists you have to have working and all this other stuff. It's terrible. Then you've got dicks. You need to have the weak auras for what direction you're going into. Weak auras over the ads to tell you not to hit them. You go into Mugsy, you got lists that need to tell you who's going into what jail, and then you have lists who's popping what mine, and it's just, you know, it really becomes exhausting. And Galliwix is no different. Galliwix is another weak aura boss. It's not as bad, but you do have lists of who goes into what spot and then positioning, etc. It's exhausting. This is the first time where I'm just like, this is kind of boring and not fun, especially in raid. Like, you just as a tank, you reach a point of mastery in raid and it just becomes boring after that. Right? We're not there with Galliwix yet. We still have a lot to learn, but like Mugsy, by the time we got to like the 60th pull, I was bored. There's nothing new. It was the same thing over and over again. We're waiting on DPS, right? So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on this season. You know, will I get that spark? That usually does happen. I get this spark where it's like, oh man, I forgot how much fun this was, and I'll either go and I'll push to like 3200, but I just don't have that right now. I am gonna finish my Paladin and my Monk and get them to 2500, and then we're gonna kind of see where we're at after that. But outside of that, that's kind of the main thing I want to talk about this video. Let me know down in the comments below how you guys are feeling about the season. Have you kind of moved on to other games? There's great games coming out. You've got Dune Awakening Awakening coming out. I've actually gone back. I was playing Doom 2016 for a bit. I loaded up Battlefield 2042 and I had a blast playing that yesterday. You know, so many different games are being announced, and it's like I've got so many games in my library and such a powerful system. It's just like I think I'm going to start playing some of those. So I'm really looking forward to getting CE and having that time just to do reclears and go kind of play some other games. This is the first season since Legion where I'm making that decision. I usually just play straight through, but I'm bored. So let me know down in the description below, what is like your season been like? Are you still playing consistently? Are there things that you've kind of grown bored of as well? Have you done other activities in the game to kind of revive your desire to play? I'm wondering if maybe I just need to change specs, go play a healer in keys, go play a DPS in keys, change things up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Let me know down in the description what your thoughts are about why I'm feeling so bored, and maybe it is just burnt out. Have I finally reached that point where I am burnt out? Yeah, I'm running a lot of, or I was running a lot of keys, but I've always ran a lot of keys and enjoyed it. So let me know in the description what you think the challenge that I'm having is, or what some of the things that you've had issues with and challenges that have made you either walk away or stay with the game. And on that note, let's jump into the game and actually just take a look at our vaults. We've got vaults on most of our tanks except for the monk this week, so we'll start off by taking a look at the Death Knight. No gear updates, nothing we need. I should have my last dinar so I can get the Mythic tome. I do have a key ran on him, so let's see if we get the tome here. This is kind of our last chance to do the dinar, and really the Death Knight is done at that point. He doesn't need any more gear, but instead we got the Flame Jet, so we will take sockets. How many of these do I have right now? 0. Yeah, so we'll grab some sockets, and then we're going to carry on and see what other tanks we got. All right, next up we have the Demon Hunter. Surprisingly, I actually got some IO on the Demon Hunter. We ran a 13 Floodgate and we got 15 points, or up to 30, 51. Totally unexpected. I probably push out their 13s pretty easily. I'm trying to run keys to get upgrades. A lot of my gear can still use a lot of upgrades from that. And funny enough, I went and ran a time walking BC raid and ended up getting this time walking ring, which actually was a massive jump in DPS because it has my BIS stats on it. So we have that. I couldn't afford to buy the Radiant Haste enchant because I only have 3k gold on this guy, which I got to pull off. But let's open up our vault. Let's see what we get. We're going to open it in Vengeance spec because why not? Maybe we'll get something good. Realistically, we kind of want tier. Trinket we do not need, and then a ring that we do not need. So sockets on the Demon Hunter as well. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. We've got another tank to take a look at right after this. And moving right along, we have the Warrior, who has hit the 2500 mark. Warrior's actually pretty fairly geared. We did craft his weapon and whatnot. So let's open up his vault in Prot spec. We do need the shield from Gallywix, but it turns out we get a crit burst neck piece, and that is a significant increase over what we have right now. So we are going to take the neck. We'll throw that on the Warrior. Let's see what that gives us for eye level. Ooh, that brings us up almost 2 eye levels. Great upgrade on the Warrior. We'll throw some sockets in that later, and then not bad for the Warrior. Probably see a little more play on him this week as well. And this is the character I am most excited for their vault. I did a couple keys, a couple 10s on the Paladin, but then we also did a full heroic raid. So he's going to have a really nice vault. We're going to open it in Prospect, but just to take a look here, we did do some keys. We ended up getting a 10 workshop done, and I believe a 10 Cinder Brew on him for the 2 keys that we ran. So nice IO bump to 2179. This will be really easy to go up to 2500. So I'll probably be working on that, as I do think I'm going to main the Paladin next season. But let's open the vault. I'm really excited for this one. And all right, what do we got here? We got the Hero Track headpiece, which we do not need. The Roulette Wheel with +1 luck. I think for Paladins, Crit Mastery is good, especially the Mastery. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. We got the Neck Haste Mastery, and then we get a Mythic Track Offhand. Shield, really, really big there. Let's take a quick look at whether this miniature Roulette Wheel is actually a better upgrade than what we're using right now. So it looks like, even though this, you would think this is a good upgrade, the Titan of Industry, the best shield that we can get from Gallywix, is actually a 16k DPS increase over this if we have this maxed out even in Mythic Track. So I'm going to take the Titan of Industry because I do have the cartel chips to do it, so the new dinar system, and it looks like we are just taking sockets on our Paladin as well. Rough week for vaults. All we are getting is sockets, but it is what it is. We carry on. At least we got the puzzling cartel tips to fill out some of those items that we need. And last up but not least, of course, we have the Druid, 2600 IO. I need to craft his bracers. I have all the mats for it. I just need to go get someone to craft it. I'm hoping to find shoulders this week as well. So his item level will jump up quite significantly. We are opening it in Feral Spec. Let's see what we get in our vault today. 85-year tenure ring. I believe this might be okay. It's crit mastery, crit. Just gives us a little more. Realistically, neither of these stats are what we need, so sockets on the Druid as well. Ouch, wait, is this a Mythic track ring? Oh, it is a Mythic track ring. Hold on a second. So even if we take this ring right now, it's only a 2k DPS increase, and it will give us some stamina. I don't plan on upgrading it because it's our worst stats. We're going to take sockets on the Druid as well. Really bad week when it comes to these vaults. All right, and a couple last things we're going to talk about. Let's first jump into the mounts we got this week. Both of these mounts come from Visions. We were able to finally get the Void Panther from the Jewel Crafting. I really do like this. I made this my permanent mount that the Demon Hunter will use. I feel like it's still using the old model though, so I'm kind of upset with that. I wish Blizzard would have updated the model to reflect kind of the more recent changes that they've made, but either way, this is the Void Panther. Really nice, really happy with this one, and I have, like I said, this was permanently going to be my Demon Hunter's mount. And then the other mount we got is the Void Forge Stallion. You get this one from Stormwind as well, from picking up a couple things. Really nothing fancy about this one. It's just a void colored horsey. And the last thing I wanted to touch on is the gold increase for week 14. Another fantastic week. I thought we were going to make a lot less than we did, but we have a kind of an interesting number this week. It is a multiple of 3. It's kind of funny. So this week in week 14, we made a total of 333,999 gold. Really nice week once again. I thought we weren't going to make a lot. We ended up making a lot more than I thought. So that is the week over week increase. This week, I honestly don't know what I'm going to be doing. I do plan on playing a little, but like I said earlier in the video, it's becoming kind of tedious. I'm not really enjoying logging in and doing keys right now, which is funny with how fun the season is. I will try to push up to Paladin 2500 and then finish the Monk to 2500. I'll make those more of a priority, and then we can kind of release that video of how the tanks feel working their way up to at least the 2500 mark. And outside of that, we have Galliwix Prague, which I'll be streaming Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, because I wish I did have the video from last week. A couple things I wanted to go over. And then on Sunday, we should have a regular stream. I missed it last week just because I went and saw Mission Impossible. By the time I got home and had dinner, it was just way too late to stream, so that is why we didn't have a stream on this past Sunday. But outside of that, I'll probably actually play some more Battlefield 2042. I was really enjoying that, and that is it. Let me know down in the description below how your week is going, how your vaults have been. Hopefully they were better than mine. You got something more than just sockets on most of your characters. I hope everyone's having a fantastic week, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.